Hello YouTube, and welcome back to another wonderful episode of I don't know what to do with my hands. Well, I have an idea as to what I'm going to do with my hands. We're going to increase some of our juice production. By that I mean power production. This is not going to be enough for our future endeavors, but it's enough for now. So, as an aside, we're going to do a little bit of manipulation with this. We're going to get that going a little bit further down the line, but the primary goal for today is to maneuver all of our industry from this side of the world and various other places all the way up to here. So we'll clean up this entire area down here and pull it all the way up here. So that means all of these little onesie-twosie deals down here, we'll get them up here, and all of this, we'll move that up here as well, and we'll be less reliant on all of our steam power generators to produce all of the things for us. And of course, I want to make our life a little bit easier as far as procuring bad water, and that also means probably uncapping this as well, because you can see it's a little empty. Now, we are empty on bad water as well. We've got 61 units. These guys have the capacity to pull some more out. But it is quite the trek for them to get up here to actually get the material that they need. So that's kind of why I'm putting in this pathway or this tube way to get them up here a little bit easier. I've already pre-planned some of the stuff out. Probably going to entail getting over this and then running up this way, maybe one way or the other. That should be relatively easy, hopefully. I'm not incorrect about that. And then another small thing that I did, I threw in these 2 positions or 4 positions to take advantage of some of the beavers that were sitting around doing nothing with their hands. Now, we still have 13 days left in our drought. We've got 8.6k units of water. We've got plenty of food floating around, so we shouldn't have any problem with that. So, let's go ahead and start working on the maneuvering of our goods from down here up to here. Now, that can be done a couple of ways. We have a nice flat piece of real estate over here that's available to us, which I'm not upset or not concerned with ripping apart and making into a nice piece of real estate for all of our goods, which I think is what we're going to do today. So let's go ahead. We're going to take our stairs. We're going to go ahead and rage up here. Going to blast this down and back. And that will provide us a nice piece of real estate for that. Words, I know how to speak the English language. Mildly distracted. My wife is currently streaming, so I'm trying to mod and stream or record at the same time. So hopefully I don't ruin that. But we will carry on. All right, that'll get us up here. That'll get us cleared up over there. That'll get all that cleared out. And that'll be good for all of that. Now, while they're working on that, we can look at some of these material or some of these items down here. So we have oil presses. Oil presses. Let's go ahead. That's you right there. Let's go ahead and put 2 in there. Actually, I want to get rid of these guys as well. So let's go ahead and get rid of those. That is going to be paused. We'll go ahead and rip that out. We'll rip this out. Now that disconnected our power systems because our power is connected through there, but that's okay. I think. Corn rations still not in the best of position, but we're okay without that being connected. So go ahead and get a centrifuge up here. Flip that around, get that connected there, and then we could probably get rid of this steam engine as well, but we'll hold off on that for now. We'll probably turn that back on just to make sure that we're not causing any problems down here. We can get rid of this centrifuge. Probably, yeah, we can go ahead and get rid of that. A gear workshop and an industrial lumber mill. We can go ahead and put that up here as well. So a gear workshop and an industrial lumber mill go in nice and cleanly right there. So that is good. That is simple. We'll go ahead and put in 2 small warehouses right here for our beautiful canola seeds, which we don't have a large storage place for that right now either. So we're going to have to keep that in the back of our minds. Go ahead and give this a plus up since that will cover down and reconnect this side and keep all of that stuff running for us. And I honestly should probably drop the priority on all of these things over here as well as under here, just because these are not exactly required for what we need to accomplish right now. Sweet. So, where are our builders at right now? Oh yeah, I have them over here. Let's go ahead and drop this way down priority-wise, because that's going to require a lot of material and a lot of time and effort to get all of them up and running. And if we pre-stage a lot of our materials on this end, that should make our lives a little bit easier, theoretically. Now, we're at 8K. We still have 12 days remaining. We're burning through our water a little bit faster than I thought we would be. I'm not happy about that in any way, fashion, shape, or form. So, don't know what we can do. Well, we're 8. We'll keep an eye on it. We'll keep an eye on it. That side's connected or reconnected, so that's good. Probably go ahead and tear out these steam engines because they're not necessary. But we should go ahead and get rid of these smelters. That one, that one, that one. And think about moving all of that up here. I've already forgotten what I was putting up here. This is fine. Don't worry about it. Okay. I need to run power under that somehow. So let's figure that out real quick because I need to do that. Let's do something along those lines. We have power already cut across under here, so we can quite simply just do this. And that should put us in a pretty good position to just rip that out right here. And then go ahead and run this forward just a little bit in preparation for all of that. We will give this a slight bonus far as our priorities are concerned, and theoretically they should be able to reach that and get that rocking and rolling for us, hopefully. Now, I need that not to do that for me. That would be great. Go ahead and get that guy connected and that guy connected. Now, there's no power here because duh. So let's get that done, which should help alleviate a lot of that problem. I really need to get priorities set up properly. Otherwise, this is going to keep happening. All of these tiny little explosives are going to trump all of the rest of the stuff that we need to get accomplished. So that's going to be an obnoxious thing for us to fight, but that should be fine. We are good to get rid of this oil press, and we can go ahead and get rid of that fermenter as well. So let's see here. We replaced or tore out 2 fermenters down there. We can go ahead and get 2 more in right here. Maybe even just call it 3 to make it nice and easy. Maybe, hopefully. Get that connected in there. Get this connected right here. And now I need to remember what else we tore out. Okay. That is moved over. Good. Theoretically, we should be able to just grab this, pull this down just a tad bit. They didn't touch this. That should be easy enough for them to get connected for us. We need to get this ripped out. And then we need to go up from here and go up 1 more and then go up again. So that goes like that. That'll be our connection point. And that is in, so we need to go back down 1 more, reconnect all this, put that in right there, give this a priority bump so we're not fighting anything else unduly, which shouldn't take that long for them to get that done because it's literally right there, theoretically, and that should be nice and good. Now, let's go ahead and get you on fermented cassavas, get you on fermented soybeans, and get you on fermented mushrooms, but you don't have anything to work with that. So fermented soybeans it is. That'll be okay for now. Canola seeds should be coming up here to fill all of these positions. And now we have a desire to get this up and running a little bit faster now. Now that we've got a portion of this accomplished, we should be able to clear the rest of this back and move all of this storage that's down here up there. How many of these do we have? We have 8 of the large warehouses, it looks like, and we have a bunch of the medium warehouses tacked on underneath. So that is something to keep in the back of our mind, and we need to plus that back up, and that should clear up that area for us. We can go ahead and blast this off, though. That is not going to be a problem for us, and we can go ahead and rip that out and do the same down here. And now we could probably think about moving these over and out of the way or elsewhere. I'm not sure where I want to go with that, but we do need to think about the fact that we need to move 1, 2. So we had 3 of these total, 3 of those total, and 3 of those total. So that should be relatively simple. Go ahead and do 1, 2, 3. Then 3 of these smelters. Game, fight me less, please. 2, 3 smelters. And then wood workshops, 1, 2, 3. That should be good right there. And we're just waiting on that last piece of dynamite to go in. That's all cleared up and out of the way. We can go ahead and rip off this last piece of the staircase there, and that is good. Now, we are 1, 2, 3 deep there. That honestly, we should be good to leave that there for now. How are we doing on planks and logs? We're doing good enough to not have any concern with this. Where do we want to leave enough room for another row back there? We put this over here for a reason. I don't know what the reason is yet, but this will be fine. We have 8 that we need to fill in, so let's double that. 3, 4, 5, 6. Go ahead and rip those 2 out. 7, and we could do 8 here. That means that you go right here, you go right here, and then we want to go up there, or up there somehow. That should be relatively simple. Something like that. Or do we want to just stack them high right here? I think that might be the easiest way to go about tackling this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That in like that, and then we can do something a tad bit ridiculous, like put in all of our industrial piles right here. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Should be fine, and then we just keep filling this in high as we want to go. 4, 2, 3. We might go one higher on the other side. Yeah, we need a way to get up there. We're going to have to do some weird stuff, actually, to effectuate this whole plan. Maybe we pause for a second. We pause and contemplate life choices. Okay, I want to gain access to this. So that means gaining access to that, like so. Is it easier to just make a bunch of platforms, or is it easier to make a bunch of these? I think it's easier to make a bunch of platforms, honestly. So let's do platforms, because we're ridiculous like that. And then we do double platforms on this other side right here to get access to the top over here. Then we also would like to somehow gain access to this level from down here as well. Don't know how that is going to work unless we rip that out and then we put in a system like that, and then we put in a Bad Johnny right there, and that means that we can continue to rotate around, and that puts us up to that level like that. Great. Now we can come over here and do something like this, maybe. And that puts us in a position to rotate this around like that. I don't think that's going to actually let us do that, though. Maybe we don't do that there. Maybe? I don't know. Let's see. We do this. No, give me that back. Have this out. Just put this right here. Like such as. It gets us access to that without any issue. And then we can just backfill this line right here like that. We have quick access to that level, and then we have quick access to the secondary level without too much issue. And then we need to find ways to get up here a little bit easier. I do want to go ahead and tack in a couple more of these warehouses up here just because we can. We have the capacity to do so, and we're already going to have to build up that high anyway. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to figure out the rest of this. I'll be right back. We'll catch you on the flip side of this build montage. All right. I think that'll work. Hopefully. Maybe. Theoretically, that should work. The only thing that I need to think about, that I want to think about actually, is probably putting even more of these two-way stations through here and up, honestly. If I can put up two-way stations in nice positions that provide us with quick and easy access to some of these levels, that would be good for their overall well-being. So we might do that. That would just require blasting into there, pulling this out right here. And then, I don't know. I don't think that'll work there either. Let's see here. I don't know how that's going to work. We could, in theory, get up to that point and do a double. And we can't do a single here. Single's kind of out of the way. Then we could do a triple here, and then a triple here, and then when they blast this out, we can just run the thing up to that point. It'll be something. It'll be okay. Now, this is going to be the obnoxious part right here, trying to get all this lined up. Let's go ahead and check this out. So we want copious amounts of storage of all the foodstuffs. That's priority numero uno. Get all the foodstuffs in here, and then we'll double up on all the foodstuffs as we progress, right? At least that's the going in argument for all of this. That last one was eggplant, so we want you down there, and I think that's all the foodstuffs aside from berries. So let's do that again. Up here, and then the last row on top can be all of our other material goods, to include stuff like explosives, resin, gears. I don't think we need to store any of the parts up here, so we'll go ahead and just not run those up here. And the last few bits can be, I guess, canola seeds, because we don't have those stored anywhere else. And that should be good. Now, something else that we could do is expand storage a little bit over here, just a tad bit, for our corn and our eggplants, because we've only got the 2 small storages here for that. Corn goes there, and then eggplants, we'll have to rip these 2 out to move the corn and eggplants around. All right, let's look at where we're at. We're at 4.7K, and we're still burning water like no one's business. I think my maths concerning water consumption are a little bit off, which is not good. That is not good. So this is going to be obtain. Why are we not connected? Should have connected all those. Okay. 4.2K. We've got 7 days left. Theoretically, we should be good. Theoretically, we should be good, if my maths are correct. Now, apparently, my maths aren't correct, and we might have a problem. Hopefully, we don't have a problem, and we get this rectified relatively soon. And we should have it rectified as soon as this next drought kicks off or ends. Because the only thing that we have to be concerned with is turning this on, and that'll give us even more water in the long haul to get up and running. Now, what we can do, all of these should be good for the next 6 days, so we can pause some of our additional water usage areas. So we're not consuming a metric ton of water in all of the different areas. Make sure that they're all paused this time instead of leaving one unpaused. We don't need to be burning this over here. We can probably go ahead and pause all of these guys. And probably pause all of these guys, which is a good thing to do, because they should all be over here anyway. Now, let's go ahead and finish the rest of this up, and I will see you guys in a second once we're done with that. All right. That is in, and I don't know why these are giving me the no haulers in district thing. Probably because there's not a connection to the actual build network, which is fine. It's expected. We do have a couple positions that aren't being filled right now because I did destroy a couple spots, so we can go ahead and backfill a couple of those by placing these in, giving these a small bump as far as priority is concerned, getting those filled, and that should help with building all of this stuff. Now, with that massive uptick in material, where are all of our gears? Have we not been producing gears? We are producing gears. They're just probably all going somewhere else. We want to empty all of this stuff out. We want all of this emptied out. It'll be something for our haulers to work towards. And this will be good for us in the long haul, hopefully. Then we get to reclaim all of this real estate for other purposes, to include entertainment, which will be good. Hopefully. Theoretically, it'll be good. With all of this material cleared out, we probably need to toss in a few more storages for like lumber or something. I don't want to lose our capacity for lumber. Question is, have I broken something by doing what I just did? No, we should be fine. We've got 3.4k units of water left. We've still got 5 days left. We're going to be close. It's going to be close. It's going to be very close. Don't want to do this again, but I think we're going to have to do this again. Let's go ahead and rip this out and go ahead. I should not be burning through this much water this quickly. I don't understand where all of the water is going. Unless we're legitimately burning all of the water on all of those systems, which that could be a problem. Why are they all hungry and thirsty? That shouldn't be how that works. Our haulers should be moving stuff down and around. What are you guys doing up here? That's not put stuff up here. Go ahead and empty those. We can just go ahead and delete that. Delete that. Honestly, we could probably get this emptied, get that emptied. Don't know if they could consume goods from the warehouses that are being told to be emptied. That's a question I don't know the answer to. Now, theoretically, they should have moved the majority of this food over here, so there is food for them to eat. That shouldn't be an issue. Hopefully. Maybe. And I think all of our lines are connected. So it's just a matter of getting all of the rest of the platforms and everything installed, and then everything else is just a matter of getting it all moved in. That'll be good. All right, 4 days remaining until the end of this drought. I'm going to come over here, check on all this. That still has water, that has lumber in it, ready to burn. We are good on this side as well. No, I paused all these. I paused all those. I need to unpause that one so that we can be ready to turn that on as soon as possible. They have already gotten that almost completely ready to rock and roll, and now we're just waiting on the end of this drought. 4 days remaining. All right, so what's going to happen here is I'm going to hit this button right here. We're going to watch this build go up, and hopefully by the end of it, the drought will be over and we'll come out and everything will be beautiful and gorgeous and not a mess. All right, we'll catch you on the flip side. Alrighty then. We're almost done. The drought's about over, and while I was sitting there waiting, I figured out that this might be not how this is supposed to go. We're going to try to fix this up really quickly. That means that we got to tear this out. We got to put this in right here, and then we got to put this in right here. And then we can fit that in there. Theoretically, that should work. Hopefully. We'll see. We'll have to wait until that last half goes in right there. The drought's got 0.1 days remaining. We have 1,000 units of water remaining on hand. And what we're going to do is we're going to come over here and we're going to turn all of our stuff back on. That should, as soon as everything kicks off, mean we get water flowing in here. Now the question is, did I get everything done correctly? The answer to that, hopefully, is yes. The other question is, will this actually... I don't know how well that will actually fill all of this up. We will have to see. That is moving. Power is grooving. We are pushing. 800 units of power being used. Supply versus demand is equal. Water is filling in here and going this way. Should probably come over here and clean up some of this mess just a tad bit, just so it doesn't cause this problem. Maybe, hopefully. Yeah, that'll be good. That'll be grand. I added a few more deep water pumps over here, as you guys saw earlier. That should theoretically get things moving and grooving a little bit easier. We will unpause a couple of these just to get water moving positively in the right direction for us. Sooner rather than later, those guys can start pumping our bad water again. That'll be good. We have an unconnected building. Yeah, I know. That's just waiting on all of the things to get put in. So that is good. That is fine. All of this has been emptied out for the most part. So we could start tearing these apart. This needs a little bit more to get emptied out. That should be able to start going into all these positions. Hopefully the haulers can start moving that direction here soon. Corn rations can get ripped out. That can get ripped out. We could probably get rid of those, get rid of that. Don't think I have berry storage in anywhere else. That looks to be all good to rip out. Same with all of that. I don't want to tear that out yet because we still have to get up here to gain access to that pine resin. We've got some gears and some other stuff down here that need to be all cleared out as well. But we are moving in a good direction as far as all of that storage space or all of this real estate is concerned. So that is fantastic. That means that we can actually start doing even more of this clearing out. And that'll be grand. Is this not set to empty? It is. Our haulers are probably all just too busy doing everything else right now in the world. Cool. Since that is all going on in the background, I want to check on how this is going. Water's flowing. Water's doing water things. We are filling in this side. This is getting filled in nice and quickly, and we are already back up to almost 1,000 units of water. We are going to plus up the workday just a tad bit because I know that this is going to be an issue for us. Again, and I want to alleviate that before it becomes a massive issue for us. So, collect as much water as beaverly possible within the next 48 to 72, 60, whatever. Mathing in public is hard. In the next, hopefully, 4 days or, well, hopefully 8 days or more. It's not possible. 6.5 days, yes. Haulers are moving over here slowly. We need to get them in there. Otherwise, we don't have enough power to keep all of that water running. So that is going to be a point of consternation. Maybe we put up like a small little colony over here to just turn on and off when we have a temperate cycle running. That might be not a bad idea. I'm not entirely sure. how I want to tackle that. The question is, does this reach? It does. We can rip that out now and check to see what else is going on in here. Nothing else is going on in there, so that is good. That means we can do a little something like this. Go ahead and pull that across, and then pull this over, and then pull this up from the bottom. Then that goes down this way. I think we can get rid of this without too much issue. And then we go ahead and reconnect that with that right there. And then up here. Oh, well, that is an issue, actually. Boo. So we kind of do need to get this done sooner rather than later. And hopefully we don't get anybody stuck in there, which I could see happening. Like it did just now. That guy's stuck right there somehow. Good job. Good job. Get him out of there. Is that a plus up? And hopefully it's one. Another. They're probably... Where's he at? Where is he at? Yeah, he's stuck in there. What a goober. Goober is stuck. And that means that you get to get ripped out. Now you're no longer stuck. Please go home. Thank you. Don't come back over here again. That would be appreciated. Oh, now we've got somebody stuck up here. That's fine. They should get rescued soon-ish. We'll go ahead and put in a tube-way station up here. Maybe. Let's go ahead and rip that out. We'll go ahead and put this in right here, here. Put that in, put this in, and then it'll be a connection. And hopefully we'll be able to rescue him. We have a beaver. Oh yeah, it's the beaver that's stuck right there. That's why we're getting that notification. 6 unconnected buildings. That's those, because reasons. Duh. This is all in, so that is grand. This is not entirely empty yet, but we are nearing empty. That is empty. That is empty. That is not empty. That is not empty either. That is set to empty, but that's 200 things of gears, which they should be moving up to here hopefully soon. I don't necessarily want to just destroy this because it comes down to whether or not haulers are moving it or we're dealing with builders. Builders move stuff that have been destroyed. Haulers move stuff from warehouses, right? And so if we start destroying stuff and the warehouses are not empty, then all of those goods just get stuck on the ground, and then builders have to come pick that up, is my understanding. We're going to try to avoid that to the max extent possible. Let's go ahead and grab this. That should clear out a portion of that. We want to rip that out, rip that out. Rip that gone. That's good. That should be good to go. We'll leave this on. Are you empty? You are empty. Are you empty? You are empty. You are not empty. You're a platform. You're a bunch of rubble. Okay, I think we can probably just go ahead and get rid of the rest of this. Hopefully, this didn't cause a problem for us. Everything else is on the ground, right? Yeah. Everything else is on the ground. That means that all of this can get ripped out without any issue whatsoever. Sweet. I love it. We've reclaimed so much real estate. Well, we need to move some of these things over here. Probably put more water and stuff up top. But we are filling this thing up quite nicely. We're on day 4. We're at 4.7K. Not moving as much water as I would like to be moving. I feel like we should be pumping out a lot more water a lot more quickly, which is kind of stinky. do want to prioritize this, and soon we can start thinking about coming over here and ripping this out and getting that finalized for us, which would be great. We do have a bad tide coming up in 3 days, though, so we've got 3 days to pull in another 6,000 to 9,000 units of water and hopefully get this all taken care of over here. Question is, why haven't they? Probably because they can't get up there, which means we've got to give them access to that by doing something like this, like that, running this back over here, and now they have access to all that. We'll see if they can get that accomplished quickly enough. How is that a problem right there? Oh yeah, because I had all these paused. I had all those paused because reasons. So let's get that fixed before we start losing goods. That is fine. We don't need to unpause that. This is unpaused. That is unpaused. That should be everything that I didn't pause this one. Darn it. Whoops. That's fine. We're okay. We're okay. Totally okay. Theoretically. All right, sweet. You should be dumping water, but you're not. Why are we not dumping water? Hello? There we go. Now we're dumping water. Hey, that was weird. Like, you have a small water tank right there. There's no need for you to be running around the cabin. Awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. We've rescued that one beaver. We've got a nice run up here. That life is a little bit nicer. This is all in, so that is good. This explosion is ready for it to go, which means we can pull this out on this end and rip this up. So there, I'm realizing that that is another issue. So that doesn't get to be that. You get to be this. And then you get to be that. And then you get to be a triple. Cool. Didn't realize that that was going to be that big of a problem to get that up there. But hopefully that makes their life a little bit easier for them. You are good to get destroyed. Same with you. Same with you. We can go ahead and empty you out as well. There's no reason to be storing any of our explosives up there anymore. Good, good, good. Now, I kind of want to move this storage up there as well, but that is fine. I'm curious as to why these guys aren't actually emptying. Well, that one's not set to empty, so that explains that. Rip those out for us. That's fine. Want to... Oh, they can't reach that. There we go. Now they can actually empty that out. This is empty, so we can rip this out now. That'll be beautiful. And we can go ahead and empty these guys too. There we go. Get all that emptied out. You probably could get emptied out over here as well, and that'll be beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Connect that, make that a nice green line. That is empty-ish now. We do have a minor problem with this. Why is that? Why was that happening? That shouldn't have happened. It should not have happened at all. Should not have happened at all. Why was that happening? Okay, that's fine. Last day, we're going to go up to 24 hours and pump out as much of this water as we can. Now, we do have a very full reservoir now, so in theory, we should be able to work a little or clear up a fair bit more of this water. And all of these getting ripped out here will also give us more haulers to do more hauler things. We are out of scrap, however, on this side, so that is not a great thing for us. So we'll have to keep that in the back of our nugget as well. That's connected. That should go in relatively quickly. We do have... There was a thing of scrap nearby that I noticed. Got this here. There's also this over here, which we're pretty close to as well. Kind of would like to get some more of this blasted out. It's not going to happen in the next day, though, so that's kind of a moot point. This is ready for that to go boom. So that should clean up a little bit of this mess that we have down here. That'll be good. And honestly, we could probably go ahead and pause these two. Save ourselves some of the juice on this end. Save ourselves some of the heartache on all of that. How are we doing on this? They are working on that now, so that is good to know. Why are we hurting on kohlrabi? And are we full on soybean storage? Yes, we are full on soybean storage. Okay, that is good to know. I don't know how we're full on soybean storage, but we are. Also, these guys are being kind of slow on their productivity. Not entirely sure as to why that is. They're happy. They're plenty happy. They should be able to pump to their heart's content. And we're at 7.9K. Not exactly where I would like to be, but in theory, we should be able to meet all of the demands water-wise for this cycle. This is a lot of water. Sadly, a fair portion of that is going to get evaporated because, well, one, we're losing water on this side. 2, evaporation is evaporation. 3, hopefully this just opens up. We're gonna open this. Open. I'll leave that back into there. So all of the bad water should just pump out that way. Should not cause any other issue anywhere else. So we're good here. All of the foodstuffs are good. We're pumping to our heart's content. This should not be moving. I thought I paused that. Apparently I did not. Did I pause this one? I did not. Okay, all of those are paused, and now we're just moving poo water out. I'm gonna go ahead, let them keep pumping. Oh gosh. No, guys, get out of poo water. That's gonna be a problem. Hopefully that wasn't enough to get them sick. I don't know. It is only a 25-day bad tide cycle, so that shouldn't be a problem for us. I've pulled down the work hours back to 16 hours, so theoretically this shouldn't be that much of an issue for them in the long haul. Foodstuffs are getting stored up here. Resin is getting stored. We're maxed on eggplants. We're not maxed on corn rations. We probably need to actually just go ahead and put in another food factory for corn rations. We'll put in another one. We'll put in 2 for algae. Algae is going to be something that we'll get to eventually. Probably soon, actually. But I want to get the water situation a bit more solved, because right now we're constantly fighting the water demon, right? And hopefully with all of this being filled up, we should not have any issue with pumping all of this water out and filling in as many of our large water tanks as beaverly possible. Now, we did get up here. We got that solved. These guys, their productivity should be a little bit higher now. Probably make their lives a tad bit easier by putting in a couple large storage large storage tanks of bad tide or bad water up here for them to work on. We can go ahead and unpause that coffee brewery because reasons, and I am loving it. Things are looking a little bit better on this end. We could probably wrap a two-way line around here and put in a two-way station on this end. Or we could just run a two-way underneath and do the same thing that we did over there. Honestly, I'm not opposed to either of them, so we're going to go ahead and do that. Just because we can, we're going to put in something right here. And then I want a triple right here, and then we're going to put a double right... No, we can't put in a double right there. We're going to put in a triple right here. Like that, and then just a double like this. You don't really need to do it like this, but I want to anyway, because I can. And that's half the fun. Alright, so we need to come down here, and now we need to grab this bad Johnny right here. Line that up, and then rip that across, like such as. And hopefully that is in a position where they can very easily just go ahead and cut into that and not cause any issue for any of our guys. Means we can also come over here and put in our next set of two-way station or two-way vertical two-ways like that. And that means that we can then connect that right there. And then hopefully all of this gets blasted out. And you know what I just realized? We don't have any storage for any of our coffee beans. Coffee bean storage. We have no storage for it. And this has been full for about 50 bajillion years. And we probably need to expand our berry storage again. Like a lot. So just tore out all of our berry storage. Mm-hmm. Yep. Mm-hmm. And we should probably expand our berry production as well. Probably do that somewhere, very easily somewhere. That requires me to be thinking and rationally at that. Okay, so, cool. I want to run... I want to do two things. I want to get this connected to this over here so that we can go ahead and unlock this mine. And that'll be very good for us. How's this coming along? It's almost done. Nice. We'll let them finish that up. They can't reach that, so we'll go ahead and just pull that back right there. They should be able to reach all this. They can. It looks like they can anyway, so we'll let them continue to work that. It'll give us even more water storage in here, which is going to be really, really nice. Now, it's a very wide and not deep, wide and shallow water storage area, so we will have to contend with, again, that whole evaporation problem. But we should be okay. We should be okay. All right. Let us see how this is doing. So we could go ahead and go down. How do we want to tackle this? That's already in that-ish position. We're going to have to go up, but we can't really go up here because we're on a double platform already. We can move forward. And then up. Yeah. That it does put us in a weird spot there. But that shouldn't be a problem, hopefully. Oh, that is a problem. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. No need to be doing that. That's not going to do anything for us. Let's go out and around. We can't be running all of that down there. So let's grab this. Let's grab here, go this way, then go that way. I'm gonna have to figure out a way to prevent the water from flooding into here, because that is what is going to happen if we do this like that. You know what? We'll just accept the fact that we're going to be running tubeways. Well, it's already going to be on the floor anyway. And here. We'll just do this here. And then we can put this down here. This right here. Oh, no, not that one. This right here. Then that is there. That means that we've got to go 4 back, I believe. 4. Pause that one. We'll go up 1 more level. Nope, we need to go 1 more forward, or 1 more back. 1 more to there. Unpause you. That'll get knocked out first, relatively speaking, and then we'll run all of our tubeway stations all the way across here, all over the ground. That'll come out from there. We'll give them access to that. That puts us over here. We can even come over here and maybe even tear this out. Just go ahead and rip all of this out of here. Those aren't necessary. We can blast this down. Is it worth it? Probably not. But I'm going to do it anyway. And then additionally, we need to stage the working area up here by go ahead and collecting all of this lumber up here for no other reason than we can, if not just ripping it all out. We will have to put in a warehouse here. And that will let them work on all this. We'll go ahead and get that marked for cutting. We'll get somebody up here. We'll get a bunch of our beavers up here. Probably pause all of these, honestly, because they're just sitting there pumping out poo water. By that I mean they're not pumping anything. We do have a couple of these spots open, so that can go in there. You guys can be dropped down as well. We'll fill that in, and then all of the build positions are filled. Great. Beautiful. You should have these stairs built relatively quickly. Go ahead and rip these stairs out, that path, these platforms out. That's nice. Now we can, I had that stairwell already in there. That's fine. They can slap that. This guy's already up here. They should build this relatively quickly. We've got lumber right there. As long as he actually gets up here and starts chopping things down within the next cycle, that'll be great. All right, how are we doing water-wise? We're at 12K. We have 20 days left. And we still have another 3 tiles to go of water. We should be good. Should be good. Should be good. I hope we're good. 99% sure that we're good. I'm 99.9999% sure that we're good. But I want to put in more water storage because I'm a little gun shy with the storage of the stuffs and the things. All right, we are pulling coffee beans now. We have a place to store coffee beans. I did want to check on this. Corn, you empty that out. You guys move that over here. We do need to tear this out, because none of this is necessary anymore. None of you are necessary anymore. I don't think you're necessary anymore over here. Neither you, neither you, neither you. I know I'm doing the opposite of what I said I would do by ripping those things apart like that, but it can't be helped. I'm impatient. Okay? I'm impatient. Still exceeding our total demand, so that is good to see. They have built this. Have they exploded all these things underneath here, though? That's the question. Yes, they have. So that means that we can go ahead and connect this line in over there. Now we can come over here, check on all of this over here. Blast this out. Does that get us down to that point? It did. And let's go ahead and rip this down and check on how this is coming along. It has stopped probably because they can't reach it. That means that we've got to do something like this. I probably could have just ripped this around this backside and thrown that in like that, but now they can get in there. They can do those things for us relatively easily, and now we can bring this up to the top. Bring this all the way up, drop this all the way down, put this around, and now we can check on all of this. Great. That's all taken care of. I need to put doubles in here. I need to put a single right here. And then we're going to have to also blast all this out or put doubles in all of there back there. Just fine. It is anticipated. I think. Maybe. Okay. We still have a bunch of positions going unfilled. This can be a supply depot up here, and we should go ahead and just get in a bunch of scavenger flags because we are running through our scrap metal that we have already gathered. We want to take advantage of that while we can. You can get all of that. Like that. You can't reach all that, but you can reach enough that I'm not too concerned about that. Sweet. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. This is absolutely gorgeous. I am ecstatic. Now we can do fun things. I think. Maybe. I did forget to put in this station here. All right. Good. Good, 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 good. I think we can probably think about moving this power line out and over and under and through instead of on top of everything one of these days, but today is not that day. Why is this not getting chopped down? It's not because reasons. I think this is blocking that access to those back there, which is why none of that is getting accomplished. Just fine. I don't think we can even fit that here. We can't. That wouldn't do anything for us. That would cover those spots down for us, though, which is totally acceptable. This is going to be now our scrap metal supply. Those last few pieces of lumber can get dealt with in some way, fashion, or form later. Go ahead and just toss in a few more, though, because there is going to be a lot of stuff up here. Scrap metal, copy, and paste you to those three. Let's go ahead and unlock this bad Johnny right here. 300 logs, 450 gears, and 300 sparkly planks. Let's do something like that first. Chain, prioritize. We want to get logs up here. I just told them not to do logs. And then we need 300 gears. So 1, 2, gears. And then we're going to need a storage for spark or for extract as well. So we'll go ahead and get that in. Probably not right there though. That's a terrible place for that to be. Get that in over here. Need to, can you get that one right there? That would be great. It'd be huge. These guys are hungry and thirsty up here. Hopefully we can get that fixed by getting all of these connected by or via two-way. Theoretically, that should work. Going to get that ripped out. Get this double in here. Blast all of that. Blast all of this. Blast all of that. And this. Then we put in all of the doubles back here. Fill all of that in. That should be easy enough. We'll just go ahead and rip that back to there. Then, where do we want to come in up here? Probably so tank here. Couple industrial piles for all of the things. So let's do that right here, I guess. So that means that we've got to go in right here. Pull 10 out. We will then drop this down. I think 10 may have been a little much. Go ahead and rip those out. Hit the pause button. Pull this up. See where we landed. We need to add one more. And that should cover down that problem for us. They will fill that in. They should be able to reach that without any consternation. 13,000 units of water, though. You love to see that. We still have 17 days left in this bad tide, which is totally fine. Everything is going good. I still haven't tackled this power problem that I wanted to get into, which is okay. We'll get into that sooner rather than later. I want to also still get this capped off, which we could probably start working on that as well. So that was explosives, metal blocks, and gears, if I'm not mistaken. So that's that. 1 and 2, 3. Gears. Explosives. How many metal blocks was it? I can't recall, actually. Pause this. So 200 metal blocks, 50 explosives, 300 gears. Okay, so we need 2 of these medium warehouses for gears. 1 for explosives. And 2 for metal blocks. Like this. All right, and these are all going to be prioritized obtain. For all of these things, you are also metal blocks. Prioritize obtain. Prioritize obtain. Great. Pull this path in like that. That's all connected. Now we need to reach out and touch that. Just looks a little something like this. Then looks a little something like this. Now we can just put this on right here, and that will be a pause on that until all of this gets stored up. Sweet! I'm happy with how things are turning out. Now we've got all of this ready to rock and roll. We can blast this off. We can go ahead and tear that out. Give us one more double in here. Then we can blast all of this down. Beautiful. How far into this have they gone? I don't know, but we shall find out. This is done. You have nothing to do with the range anymore, probably because those are occupied or something somehow. Just go ahead and pause you. Go ahead and put in another triple right here, and that should get us down to the... Nope, we need one more on top of that. That's fine. They'll keep working through that. And while they are doing that, we can come check on this. That still needs to get touched by one beaver, and then that'll be good. That'll be grand. All right. So we're going to finish the episode up here, guys. I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you did, please hit that like button. Please hit that subscribe button if you have not already. Hit that. We are still encroaching on that mythical 1,000. Working our way towards a beautiful, beautiful place in YouTube history with a guy playing with his beavers on the internet. Everybody loves it. Everybody loves a good beaver action flick. But I mean, Timberborn. Timberborn's great. And we get to end on an explosion. That's beautiful. Everybody loves a good explosion in the morning. Anyway, I appreciate you all who have stuck around and keep being awesome. Keep being you. Keep being fantastic individuals. Thank you all for being part of the fun, the excitement, and all of the beavery goodness. I do appreciate you all. Have a fantastic day wherever you're in the world. Stay safe out there. Stay thirsty. Stay hydrated as well. And keep rocking in the free world. We will see you all on the next episode of I Don't Know What to Do with My Hands. I'm out. See ya!
Little beavers trek across the